Hi guys, welcome back to another Creative Design Team collab video series. This time we're talking about colors. I'm Julie, and for my project I decided to pick monochromatic as a theme. And of course I wanted to highlight the color Bluebell. What is monochromatic? It's basically the use of one color. You've got tons of color on the color wheel, but I'm going to concentrate on Bluebell. The great thing about Close to My Heart, when they feature a color of the year, you have tons of products you can play with. I'm also going to bring in these two thin cuts. Now I started off with a piece of cardstock. It's a 12 by 12 piece. I've cut this one here at 5 inches wide so I can put my thin cut here. This is the Waterfall thin cut. I'm going to add my cute butterflies here right at the bottom. This is a standard A2 card and it's 5.5 by 4 1/4, and we're going to play with this feature right here. And I was very intrigued with this when Erin brought this out in her Extravaganza presentation. So I'm going to use here just post-it removable tape because I don't have a long plate. That's not a problem. I'm just going to tape my waterfall die down. I'm going to put it here in my die cutting machine. You see, it's just a standard plate, and I'm just going to run this through. I'm going to give it one pass very quickly, and then I'm going to show you how you can just scooch it over and just cut it, even though you don't have, probably like me, a longer plate. So you just kind of scooch it over and then you just repeat that one more time. So we're going to cut this waterfall. I don't know about you guys if you've used it yet, but this is a really neat product. So I thought, okay, let's try and make a card with this. So I'm going to pull that off gently, and there you go. The bones, if you want, for my card. So remember that piece, I still have a little bit left over, so I'm going to run very quickly here my two little butterflies. Now I really hope that at the end of this video you are going to love monochromatic, because some people feel that monochromatic is boring. I don't know, I really like monochromatic themes and they're a lot of fun to create with. So I'm going to talk you through here just a little bit on how to make this waterfall. So I've created here at the bottom, you saw me, it's kind of like a little pocket, and then I just fold on the score lines away from me, and that's going to be that little tab. That's what makes the whole mechanism go up and down. I'm using just regular Tombow glue. Now right here, make sure that you don't put this on too tight, because we tend to kind of pull this on really tight and then it doesn't work anymore. So let's go back to monochromatic. So it's one color, just one, not two. So here I'm showing you a pattern paper, and it actually has two colors on here. It's got the Bluebell at the top, and here at the bottom it's got a little bit of Glacier. So I made sure to cut just the top half to stay true to this project. I'm going to mat this on cardstock, and of course our cardstock has two colors. You've got a dark side and a light side. So for this card here, on the inside, I'm going to mat those two panels with the light side. Now, I decided to mat the inside of the card and the outside, you'll see a little bit later on, just to give my cardstock a little bit of strength, because this waterfall piece is a little bit heavy, so you kind of have to give your base a little bit more strength. So see here, I'm pulling that back and forth and it's working really well. Now, this is the trick, or this is what Erin showed in her video, and I thought, well, this is really neat. I brought in 3 PML cards, and I'm staying true to the monochromatic theme, because as you would add black to Bluebell, it would go darker. Now in this case, we all know that it's sapphire, but for this video, we're just going to say that it's a monochromatic and it's gradually going up to a darker shade. Now this first one here goes on the second score line. I'm just going to pop that down, and then I'm going to add this one here, and the last one goes right at the edge, and see how it fits perfectly inside a standard card. So I'm going to use my mat here because I can't really eyeball all the time. Sometimes I can, but for this project I needed a little bit of help. So I'm going to put that piece right smack in the middle, and then I'm going to add my PML cards. Now when I was kind of testing them on, I realized that, oh, the backside has another color. Well, we can't have that for this project, right? So I'm going to cover that up. And you know what? Also, if you have a sentiment like that first PML card had, you would want to hide that so that it's not reading the wrong way. So now that they've all been backed with Bluebell, I'm going to go ahead and put them together on the waterfall piece right here. And see here, I'm trying to show you that try and leave yourself a little bit of space so that that piece moves freely. If that little belt, if you want, is on too tight, it's not going to work because the PML cards are quite large, so you need to have freedom of movement. Now, ask me how I know that. So anyways, let's go ahead here and let's put this together. So we're going to put the first one down, so I'm lining it up on my mat. It's right in the middle, and then I'm going to take my PML card and I'm going to put equal distance on each side, just like so. And again, I'm using just liquid glue, and I've got time to kind of squish it into place, make sure that it is exactly where I want it. And there's my first PML card. Now I flip that over, and I'm going to repeat that for all 3 cards. The second one goes right here in the center, and then I'm going to line it up with the edge so that everything is nice and flush, and then I'm going to pull that back, and quickly here I'm just going to make sure, tap everything in place and move it so that it's all lined up. And you can really only do this with liquid glue. So flip that next section over, add a good amount of glue, and then add the last PML card right here. So I'm going to flip that over. Whoop. There you go. You can see that I did put quite a bit of glue. It's just to give me some time to kind of maneuver the pieces, and I can just kind of make sure everything is nice and flush, pat it down, and there you have it. You've got really cool sentiments that are going to be inside your card. So I'm going to put those nice and flush to the inside. And then I decided that I needed a little bit of space for my finger to pull on the tab. And our 3D foam tape is awesome. Like once you stick something down with 3D foam tape, I don't know about you guys, but it's really hard to lift it afterwards. So I'm using 3D foam tape here, and it's serving a double purpose. The first is that, see, now I can sneak my finger underneath, and it's going to hold everything nice and strong. So speaking of strong, I did go ahead and I used a brand new stamp set, and it's coming out really soon. And I did stamp it in Belle Ink because remember, the color of the year you have ink, cardstock, glitter paper, gems, all sorts of beautiful products that you can work with to create this monochromatic color. When I started to ink distress these little butterflies here, at first I thought, I don't think I have the right color. Give it a minute, let it dry, and it dries to its perfect Bluebell color. It does go on quite dark when you first do it, but it's perfect once it dries. So of course I wanted to bring a little bit of shimmer to my project. I'm kind of running low on this one. So this is clear, so I can use it. I'm not adding another color. And I've used my block here because I don't want the shimmer to be absorbed in the paper because I'm kind of running low. So when you use your block, it kind of goes a longer way. And then I just use my spritzer cleaner and I clean it up. And we're back in business. See that shimmer on that pretty butterfly? It looks really good in person. So I did pull here from the stamp set my title, and I stamped it in Belle Ink. And I thought, hey, I've got a Bluebell shimmer pen, so I'm just bringing it over to the butterflies and the title, and I'm tapping it and I'm bringing it very low, close to the images so that I get really small little splatters. And I thought, you know what, it kind of needed a little bit more oomph, so I'm going to add a little bit of distressing here on both ends. And by adding ink and splatters and distressing to this piece, it now looks really, really good. So of course, I couldn't pass up using glitter paper, right? So I'm going to back this piece up with glitter. I'm going to use liquid glue here because, again, when you are gluing down cardstock on glitter paper, you need something quite strong. So I'm going to put quite a bit of glue here. I'm going to pop that right on that little square, and we're going to finish the front of our card. So by now, have I convinced you that monochromatic is really cool? Because I really like it. I took a second look at the thin cut pieces from the Waterfall collection, and I went ahead and I cut these 2 scallop circles, and I'm going to use those as a little pull tab. Now I'm going to add some glue here on the first one. I'm going to put one right at the front, and then I'm going to sneak that second one at the bottom, or on the back side, I should say. Now watch for my little error here so that you don't repeat it. So I was so concerned to making sure that these 2 pieces were lining up that I didn't cover that piece with glue. But I just wanted to make sure that the top, at least, was all lined up. So once I tried it, once I had it all glued down, or I thought I did, when I tried to pull on my little pull tab, it kind of snagged, and you're going to see it right here. And I was like, oh no, what did I do wrong? So basically, I'm going to close this off, and then I'm going to pull it and go, oh, what's going on? It's not going back in. Well, what's going on is that, see here, I can lift it up. I didn't put enough glue. So if you're using a pull tab, make sure that you glue it down on the front side and on the back side. So let's finish the front of the card. So I'm going to add my panel right here. And that's just going to be right smack in the center. And then I'm going to continue decorating the front of the card. Now, all week long, all 8 of us are going to share with you different color theories. Monochromatic was mine. There's triadic is the next one that Erin is going to show you tomorrow. And then there's the primary colors. Anyways, there's so many different things that we can talk about colors. So I really hope that you guys stick around with us all week and maybe learn a few things, because you know what, I did do some research on monochromatic and I wanted to make sure that I kind of knew what I was talking about. And basically it's just one color, but Bluebell is such a pretty color that I couldn't help but use that. And of course we had to put in a few of those gems, right? So this is what it looks like when you pull it on the inside, and then you just pop that out one more time. Isn't that cool? It's a really cool card. So I was really excited to start off this series. I really hope that you're going to hang out with us all week, and don't forget to watch Erin's video tomorrow. I will link her video down below once it's posted. Have yourself a fantastic day. If you'd like to see more of our projects, click this link right here. Thank you.